Hey guys, so we have been gone for a while. We're in a different recording space, and I'm not saying anything about that until I feel more comfortable. But I have some issues right now. It's not with my mental health, no, thank God. It's about EA Games. EA Games has been a long-running game company since 2000. Well, I don't know if EA and Maxis are the same thing. Maxis is the same thing, but EA has come in under fire for The Sims 1 and Sims 2 re-releases on PC. Re-releases, not a remaster, which means it still kind of looks like 2000s quality. So, yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts about this whole situation, how I feel like the community at this point, not the modders, I'm not talking about the modders. Shout out to the modders because I use their mods and in the games I own for Sims. I own Sims 2 before the re-release, so I downloaded it for free. Sims free and Sims 4. And I've been playing Sims since 2019, since I was 7. But since I started to play Sims 4, and I think it's May of 2019 or June. I honestly don't remember. It's been a long time. I didn't and I loved it. It's such a fun game and it was easy for me to play, but I know it's a little bit shallow. I know it's a little bit shallow. You need mods to do this. You need some expansion packs, you need some game packs. But I basically grew up on this game. So call me biased, but I don't know. So I noticed when watched a lot of videos of people comparing. There's actually a channel, two channels, Tintiverse and the Red Plum Bob. Link their channels. I'll link their channels in the description down below. And they do videos comparing certain aspects of each Sims game. Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3, and Sims 4. What I noticed in those videos in the comments specifically, I noticed a lot of people saying, "Oh, Sims 2 is the best, Sims 3 is the best, Sims 1 is the best." Rarely anyone says 4, which is on it. I get that it's a bit shallow, was a bit underdeveloped, I guess, and they're still doing patches and stuff like that to fix the game. I get that a lot of people garner towards childhood nostalgia. I get that and I respect that. But there's a thing, but I feel like sometimes I feel like people are just rude about it because I remember one time when I was on these videos and I commented saying, "Oh, I prefer Sims 4." I got hate for that. Um, that was the first time I've ever gotten hate on a comment I left, and it was not good. I'll just keep it at that. But yesterday, Sims 1, the first Sims game, released in 2000, and Sims 2, the second game, released in 2004, were re-released and put on the EA app and Steam, which surprised me, which is where I actually owned Sims 3 before I switched to using the EA version, because every time I would play the Steam version with mods in it would crash and it would glitch. So I wish it would have upgraded, I guess, Sims 3. It already looks fine. It's not as old as a game as Sims 1 or 2. It's not as old. But I did check the comments on Sims 2 on Steam, and I was not expecting the reaction it got. It was actually it was boggling because here I thought everyone was gonna be happy because everyone had grown up on Sims 2 or Sims 1, and I thought everyone was gonna be happy, and I thought EA was finally gonna catch a break. Now, I will say this though, EA does suck. I'll admit that. But can you at least give them a break for once? I know they're cash grabbers or whatever, but everyone, I don't want to get hate on this and I don't want to sound controversial, but can we at least give EA a break? I know they're trying their hardest, but they do still suck. I'll say that. Okay. I saw the comments and a lot of people were saying that, Sims 2 was broken. Of course EA would re-release a broken game. Why are we not surprised at this point? All this. You um and then the same applied to Sims 1, whereas their game would just wouldn't run. See, I might have to start screaming. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I wish EA would re-release Sims 2. I wish EA would re-release Sims 1. I wish EA would remaster Sims 3. And I wish that they would stop doing things with Sims 4. Why? You got what you wanted. You finally got what you wanted. EA finally did what you guys asked. But yeah, even though when the game is broken, you're like, oh, what else is new? EA finally released it, but it's broken. What else is new? Um, See, this is why I'm saying that the Sims community, not the modders, the community, the non-modders of the community are kind of toxic. Because just for defending EA once and defending Sims 4, I got jumped on. And some kids, some people have different opinions. I get that Sims 4 is shallow. I get that you need loads and mods in order to fix the game. And I realized that you need custom content for it to look good. And I realized that you have to do a lot of stuff to get your game running on a Windows 10 and 11. I have a gaming laptop. That's actually what I'm recording on right now, and that's actually what I was recording on my last video. But this, I feel like the whole situation has gone too far. They did this with the last two expansion packs for Sims 4, Love Struck, and Life and Death. And Life and Death is regarded to be the best Sims 4 expansion pack by far. And yet I still saw comments when it was announced that they were gonna do Life and Death that, oh, this is gonna break our games. It's gonna break our game. I Can't you just give them a break for once? I get that EA sucks. I get that. But they're still trying to do their hardest. And I know I'm trying to make this sound as non-controversial as I can, but I have a lot of thoughts on this. Can we give them a break for once? They're doing everything they can, and most likely when this was rumored, the original release date must have gotten leaked, and then they have to accelerate it so that they can get it out by the new time frame. I'm just speculating here. I don't know if this is true or not, but the other reason why Sims 1 and Sims 2 might not work on other people's computers. I'm not saying this because I know anything about computers. I obviously don't. And I don't own Sims 2 or Sims 1 on the EA app. I just own Sims 2 because I downloaded it for free before the re-release was even announced. And I've been playing it since 2020, I guess. I just don't know. 2020 was just ridiculous. I'm sorry. It was ridiculous. Either 2021 or 2020, but and I've seen so many comments on this on YouTube. Like when Simmers usually say, "Oh, there's gonna be a new expansion pack for Sims 4." I feel like most of the comments are like, "Watch this break our game. Watch this do this, do that, da 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 da." In fact, I would argue that from Cottage Living onwards, every single expansion pack, I'm not talking about stuff packs, I'm not talking about the kits. I don't even own any of the kits. That's how I just really don't care. That's that's where I'll say that EA is trying to do a cash grab because those kits are just Those kits, I don't use the kits, and I doubt I'll ever get any kits. I doubt it. I know a lot of people on the gallery in Sims 4, they usually use a lot of the kits on their builds. I don't own any of the kits. They just seem so unnecessary. We really don't need any more kits. We need more game packs. We haven't gotten a game pack for Sims 4 since 2022, and that was with werewolves. That was almost 4 years ago. Wait. I met 3 years ago. Oh my god. This is an unpopular opinion, I'm sure, but that, I would say that Sims 1 and no, I would say that College Living Onward, each pack has gotten better, I would say, in quality. Don't get me wrong, my game breaks all the time when there's a huge patch update. It breaks all the time. I'm not denying that. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, my game runs perfectly." It doesn't. It's kind of slow at some times, but most of the time it runs pretty smooth. That's because I actually have a gaming laptop. And this is my other point. I feel like the reason why Sims 1 and Sims 2 aren't really working on other people's gaming setups is because they probably don't have the right gaming setup. They probably have a Windows 10 or 11, but they won't say, "Oh, what's the gigabytes?" or something like that. See, I don't know any. I don't know nothing. But I play Sims 2. I just haven't played it since, well, if you can tell, we did move. And my mom is saying here we're in our den right now. Yeah, I might do an update video on this, like talking about all this. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I did have a game. I had a desktop. I did have a gaming desktop, but I would have Sims and I would play Sims 2 on that. Right before we moved, that thing it broke, and that was Windows 10. I didn't have the right gaming setup for an old game like Sims 2. I did not have the right gaming setup for it to work properly. And this was before the re-release. My game worked, but then it just froze and every time I would try to fix it, I would restart the computer, turn it off, turn it back on, and then run the game. And then it usually worked. Before we moved, when we were in the process of packing things up, getting everything ready to go for our new house, my desktop basically broke. It was pitch black. I couldn't turn it on, and every time I tried to turn it on, it would make this loud noise. I did not have the right gaming setup in order to play The Sims 2, and this was before the re-release. And people are mad because it also has since computers in the two in 2000 and 2004 were a box, I'm not making sense, but they have the square monitors. My mom was an 80s kid. She'll tell you.
Square monitors
hmm
with a tube in the back. They were boxes.
hmm They were obviously made for
The box
computer. Yeah, but people were hoping that this re-release was going to be a remaster. Basically, I've heard a lot of people saying when the re-release was announced, like, "Oh, it's going to come out at the end of the month. It's going to come out at the end of the week." A lot of people were saying, "Oh, I hope it's a remaster. I hope this is a remaster. I hope it's a remaster." It was in the name. Re-release. Re-release. Not a remaster. If it was a remaster, then it would probably say Sims 1 or Sims 2 remastered. Um, yeah. And a lot of there's an issue with Sims 1 where it doesn't even load and then it crashes. That one Sims 2, you get the pink soup issue. I've never had the pink soup issue. But I have seen it in a lot of well, I think she only had that once. I've seen it probably one time in Pleasant Sims videos in her Pleasant View The Next Generation series. One episode there was there one episode where the girl was going to the roller rink. There was, and then most of the townies they had like, and then some of the townies they had the pink suit, and they were doing the T pose, and they were flashing pink. That's the pink soup issue. I've never had that happen in my game before, even though this was not a re-release or whatever. I did not, even though this was before the re-release, I never had the pink soup issue, and I've never had that. And IKEA stuff pack is missing, which is one of the better stuff packs from Sims 2, I believe. It was not there. But I feel like my gripe with it, and I know someone else said that the Sims 2 body shop was not included. I'll give them that. It was not included, and I use body shop so I can have more diverse looking Sims so that they can look different, they don't look the same. So I guess that's disappointing as well. But I am gonna I might I will talk about how toxic the like the non-modders of the community, they're really toxic. Because I remember one thing, a lot of like some things that modders went through because of the fans. Because I remember Turbo Driver, which is the creator of very very I won't which is the creator of a very very inappropriate Sims 4 mod. They were slow with the updates and and I think this was around the release of Love Struck, I believe. But it was Turbo Driver was getting a lot of heat for saying, "Oh, you didn't upgrade, you didn't update your mod, you didn't update your mod, you didn't update your mod," and they were kind of harassing them. I'm pretty sure Turbo Driver was on vacation during this. My mom told me this. She also plays Sims 2.
Two, three, and
She also plays Sims 4, and she did download Sims 2 recently. She doesn't know Sims 3 yet, but I know it's going to be interesting to see. But,
I have it through Ian.
oh, but you did. I thought you did.
I don't prefer it. I have it though. Just saying. Don't come for me in the comments. Notice I'm hiding. I didn't even be a part of the video. I was just being quiet
until now.
until now.
But I know it sounds like a broken record, but a lot of modders have gotten heat for just not updating their mods. And that's just from the non-modders. I'm not a modder. I'm not a modder in any capacity. I don't know how to code, but I took a scratch coding class for my online school. I flopped that. I flopped miserably. So I don't know how to code. I don't know how hard it is to be a modder, but I can't imagine that you constantly have to. I can't imagine that you're trying to do what you're trying to do your work so that you're trying to do your work so that you can please your fans, but yet your fans are kind of like, please update the mod, just update the mod, update the mod. You guys don't know how hard it is to code. I know how hard it is to code. I failed a coding class. It's that hard.
You didn't.
Well,
I mean, you almost did, but you pulled it out at the last minute.
yeah. Don't be like me. Please don't be like me. But I almost failed a coding class and I did not know how to code to save my life. She can tell you.
It was a struggle. The struggle bus was. Whew. Go ahead.
See, I did. See, I don't know how to code. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I'm a modder. I'm a modder. I know how to code." I don't. I don't know how to code. But I feel like a lot of people are just being so ungrateful, and quite frankly, I'm sick of it.
We're thankful for those who do
I'm
know how to code and
yeah,
know how to mod
yeah,
because they give you the ability to play the game.
yeah.
I get it.
I'm not gonna sit here and say Sims 4 is better than any of the earlier games. I'm not gonna sit here and say that. I'm saying that I feel like the majority of the Sims community, the Sims in general, the Sims umbrella, I feel like the majority of them are just toxic. And quite,
Like not satisfied.
yeah,
But it didn't come the way that they wanted it, so they're upset. So they thought it would be remastered, which means like upgraded, updated majorly. And instead they got a legacy release, which means they got the same game that was released in 2004. And so they're mad. Maybe they didn't understand the difference between re-release and remaster. I don't know. Or maybe they didn't care. Or maybe they were like, I mean, I know it says re-release, but this is what I want. And so they're not happy. And you're saying, just be happy. Just it's out there. You can get it. Start from there and go ahead and get some custom content. Go ahead and get some mods. Go ahead and support the modders who are doing stuff for Sims 2, so on and so forth. And just enjoy the game because as you told me earlier, what did you tell me earlier? It's just a game.
yeah, it's just a game. I get it. Oh, if the game doesn't work, it's simple. Find tutorials on how to fix it. It's during the release of Love Struck, there was a video. I'm not getting in the creator, but this video really made me angry. And the thumbnail was The Sims 4 is broken, and a lot of comments were just bashing on it. Saying, my game is broken, my game is broken. I'm gonna quit the game because it's just gonna break, and I'm not gonna give my money TA for a broken game.
And what happens? EA, they do the
They
patches.
they tried to fix it. They tried to fix it. This was around the release of Love Struck.
Now, I
I
will say they should try to like troubleshoot before
mhm,
they send stuff
mhm,
out.
yeah,
That would be helpful. However, since they don't, and they give us the patch update afterwards, y'all know what the deal is. That's when you just wait for the patch update.
because I remember Love Struck had free patches. I remember Love Struck had free patches.
Mhm.
I I added all those patches to my game, and I waited until it was safe enough to buy Love Struck and was able to play it. And my game ran smoothly. I feel like also I feel like some people don't update their mods or custom content. This is important. Quick PSA to anyone who wants to play Sims 4 or any Sims game, but mainly 4 since it gets all the updates and the consistent patches. Quick PSA: if you have mods in your game, if you have custom content in your game, always update it the second a huge patch update comes out and a new expansion. Always update your mods. Always update your custom content. It will work for you in the long run. Because
And it doesn't take any. It takes
it
like
doesn't take
10
long.
minutes.
It takes 10 to 15 minutes for me to get all my main mods because I use Big Command Center, Panda Sama's Childbirth mod. I use App Deep Indigo's mods when they're fixed and they're ready to go.
And you know when she does it. You know that like it's monthly. So you just gotta wait.
Hmm.
No big deal.
Hmm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's fine.
Mhm.
Just make sure you go and get all. I use Wonderful Whims. All that. I use Wonderful Whims. I use RPO. I use RPO's relationship and pregnancy overhaul, aka Woohoo Wellness, and I also use their LGBT. Oh my god, I don't know LGBTQIA.
Mhm.
I hope I did. I'm sorry if I sounded insensitive right there. I use a whole bunch of mods, the huge ones, and forgot one. I also use spinning plum bobs, expanding mermaids, and fairies versus witches. Just please, before you go on a mod spree, make sure it works with your game. And if you have those mods in your game, just make sure you update it. That's all. That's all. That's all. And make sure you also have the right gaming setup. I have a gaming laptop for crying out loud. Oh, sorry. And I know what works. But I think before I end this video, I'm gonna start. I have a community tab now, but I have to update it. I am not consistent with uploading. You notice if you have been a long time subscriber, I am not a consistent uploader. And I'm sorry for that, but I am just a normal teenager. I'm a teenager. I have school. I go to dance classes most of the week. I go to dance class on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And I have homework. And I am trying to prepare for my future. I know that's weird. I know that's weird. But I am just one person, along with my mother. We are just two people, and we are trying to get more consistent uploads. And I know, and my mom, she might make her own YouTube channel in the future, and she'll just talk about diamond art kits because she diamond arts a lot. But we we will both post when we can. So maybe I'll start posting on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm not making a definite promise on this. I'm just gonna keep it at that. But also, if you have if you've watched the last video, I am making a new YouTube channel dedicated to what is some of my favorite media. The first two videos, I I'm actually gonna announce it here, I'm actually gonna announce it in another video, but stay tuned for that. I love you guys so much. We love you guys so much. We'll see you guys. Yeah, we love our films. We love our simmers. We love our fellow simmers. I might start doing Sims custom. I might start doing Sims content now. This is gonna be the first of many Sims videos where I'm just gonna let my opinion run loose. And we are going to have fun. We might extreme fun with some Sims. We might play with royalty. We might do some challenges. It's gonna be a fun time. So, we love you guys so much. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!